See you later.
My name's Sam Whitworth and I'm one of the founding members of Stopgap Derby, which is a street kitchen for homeless people. So Stopgap Derby is a street kitchen for homeless people. We operate every Sunday night on Cathedral Green in Derby, and the purpose is not only to feed homeless and vulnerable people, but also to be a sort of listening ear and a friendly face if they need a bit of company or they need to talk something out. So for us, kind of the listening's as important as the feeding, really. We have a whole range of people. I think there's a perception that homeless people are people who sleep in shop doorways in sleeping bags, but they're really not. Homeless people can be anyone who's vulnerably housed, so people who are sleeping in hostels, people who are sleeping on their friends' sofas or in spare rooms. Anyone who hasn't got a front door to call their own is categorised as homeless. I hate the term the homeless because it kind of presents homeless people as this sort of amorphous mass, the homeless. You know, there's no identity within that. Whereas for me, homeless people are people first, homeless second. And, you know, anyone who came down to see us on a Sunday night and who met our visitors would see that they're all characters in their own right. They're all people with their own hopes and dreams and problems, just like everybody else on this earth. And as such, they're people who are homeless. They're homeless people. They're not the homeless. It really offends me. You know, we don't say the disabled anymore. We say disabled people. You know, and it's the same with homeless people. Stopgap isn't a charity. We've got no intention of becoming a charity. Although there are advantages to being a charity, we would have to have £5,000 in the bank to be able to register with the Charities Commission. And we do get support from charities such as the Canaan Trust, which is a homelessness charity based in Long Eaton, who give us a lot of support. Money isn't our main collateral. Our main collateral is food. The only thing we need money for really is to keep our van on the road, so tax, MOT, so on and so forth, which isn't £5,000 a year. So the food and the supplies that we get comes from our volunteers. So we do ask that when people come out with Stopgap, if they want to come out on the street with us, we do ask that they either provide some food or sandwiches, drinks, whatever, just because for us, the sort of the coming out and the liaising with the service users and the getting involved, sort of at the sharp end, if you like, is the privilege. It's the bit, you know, you get to meet the people that you're supporting, which is really good. You know, with a lot of charities, and as I say, we're not a charity, but a lot of charities, you give your money and you never see where it goes. The beauty of Stopgap is you cook your food, you take it out, you see somebody eating the food that you've cooked, and that's, you know, you can see the throughput of what you're doing is making a difference.
I'm Katie Jury and I've been volunteering at Stopgap for about 4 years. This week I'm cooking some tuna pasta bake. I like volunteering because it gives me, I think, a sense of purpose. So I feel as if I'm, you know, quite privileged. We don't need to worry about where we get our food from, and I've always wanted to try to do a little bit to help, so I get a lot from it. Before COVID, the largest group of people I think that we had was about either 110 or 120 people in one night. So yeah, since I started at Stopgap, which about 4 years ago, I always took some meals along with me. Now I'm making meals and delivering them. I make meals on average about 3 times a month, 3 Sundays out of 4. I think it's good to help other people because there are so many people out there that need help. There are lots of people that just can't afford, to have decent meals, unfortunately, and we can, touch wood. And so I don't like to think of anyone going hungry, especially just around the corner. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm just putting them all in the boxes. I'll put the lid on and keep them warm, and then I'll put them all in an insulated box and I'll take them through to Sam's house, and Sam will take them with her as she goes to be part of the street team.
Thank you very much. Mr. Big.
That's it,
Fabulous.
me.
Thanks a lot, honey.
Cheers, bye.
Bye. So in terms of when we go out on a Sunday, I know one of our volunteers, the first time he came out, he said it's like a flash mob. You just turn up, you set it up, you do it and you go. And it is literally like that. It's very fast. On a Sunday night, Maria and I drive the van. We go to the Canaan Trust, which is the place I mentioned in Long Eaton, who provide us with a lot of donations in terms of they'll provide us with a load of Greggs, sandwiches and cakes, or some Nando's chicken that their residents have cooked because they're ex-homeless people themselves, and they really like supporting our homeless people. And then we drive to Cathedral Green, which is where we set up the street kitchen. The service users are waiting there. Our visitors are there usually about 7:30, waiting for us to rock up at 8. We get there, we set it all up, we have folding tables, we put those up, get all the food out. Once everyone's ready, okay, off we go, and we start serving, and the people come through and they get a hot meal. They get a sandwich pack, which comprises a sandwich, a chocolate bar, and a bag of crisps. They get some Nando's chicken and a bit of Greggs if it's available. They get a cake. They sometimes get sweets or biscuits or anything like that that's been donated. And then they get a hot drink as well.
Stopgap is a good service. It's a really good team, and when we set up, you can always see that the people are looking forward to actually coming along, and I think they treat it as if it's a bit of a club for them as well.
Everything that it does is just lovely. It doesn't try to be anything, and it's really friendly.
Decent selection of food, and there's always something to take away as well.
It's not just the food and the drink that we provide. We do listen to people. We can offer some advice and stuff like that.
They make me happy because I can talk to them. They're very helpful when you're like your depression and everything. They're there for you, and they'll take you to the side and talk to you.
There are a lot of really nice people here, and it's a social thing as well.
They do the job really well, and they make you feel like you're a decent human being. There's no snobbery, there's no crap, it's just they treat you like you're a decent person.
The impact if Stopgap didn't come out, but there wouldn't be anything on a Sunday for these people.
Yeah, if Stopgap stopped running, it would cause a bit of hardship, for sure.
What you'd end up with is just being a lot more lonely, which would then exacerbate the problems that some of them have with mental health.
It'd be hard for us all because it'd be 100%. So I'd be down there instead of up here, and I don't want that again.